Unlocking markets for women to trade is critical to women empowerment. Welcome to the Islamic Finance Weekly, where we discuss key developments in the non-interest finance market. In the last episode, we look at how women-run enterprises fared in driving an ethical business model. The conversation continues as today's edition will focus on women in trade and commerce. Joining us this afternoon for the discourse is the founder of Halal Commerce Canada. She has over 10 years experience in business, especially internet-based technology business. Mrs. Sayarun Nessa. Thank you for coming on the program, Mrs. Sayarun.
It's my pleasure. It's always my pleasure. Assalamu alaikum to the viewers. And it's very nice to be with you and ProShare. And it's my golden opportunity to share some of the views of e-commerce and Islamic economics among with your viewers as well.
Thank you. So let me start with the fact that there are several factors that affect women in the labor market in terms of gender inequality. From your perspective, why do women matter in halal trade?
Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Yes, it is lot of initiative and lot of concern as well why women trade in matter. Obviously, women matters in the trade and trade matter to the women. So vice versa, like we have women's especially in trade to access the trade sustainability in terms of how they earn their incomes from the trade. Accessibility to the new market, and in a way is development, personal development for their well-being. This is the only important fact that women should be engaged in the trade, because there is a lack of accessibility we see in Nigeria, we see even in Canada. We don't have many women in the trade, especially the halal supply chain, especially for the export-import industry. We see that most women focus on agriculture, but because of due to the technological shift, we see that many women are unemployed. They cannot sustain because due to the skills, due to the accessibility, due to the environmental issue, local issue, government's issue, right? So this is important. What I say to the many women, getting involved into the trade, because you need to sustain yourself. You have a certain skills. Probably you have a higher standard of education. Think about your community. Think about your family, how you're going to sustain financially, right? So you need to support yourself. You need to build a community with sustainability, impact on your village, impact in your family circle, right? Many women don't have the access to the education and skill. So you and for me as a millennium and the skills woman, need to take this initiative to enter into that trade. Why? Because we need to gain more accessibility. We need to be financially stable. We need to have certain skills improvement, right, to bring the economic impact. So it is very important, women in trade. I don't see many women in trade, especially import-export business, because they're lacking. Why they're lacking? Because they don't have a proper accessibility. Even in the local government has to have some kind of support to women empowerment in the trade. I believe this is very important for Islamic nation to invest more funds into the women's empowerment in the trade, because the men's brothers and sisters in Islam, we have a different way of doing things, right? So especially when it's come to Islam for women empowerment, it is important because we are lacking, because our top governments, our local policymakers are ignoring the women's sector, right? Women's involvement in trade. So I initially encourage more women, find your market, get into the trade, learn the skills, and bring the impact that you want to bring in your family, community. And this is another way. It's being unemployed is not you are not earning halal income, right? You are depending on somebody to support you. But being in trade is another way of positive impact in your economy, right? Be self-sustenance. But here in Canada, we are lucky living our government is different policy supporting. Equality is another one is much better here. But for Nigeria, Asia, and many countries, women are struggling to get into the trade. Why? Because they don't have the proper resources, proper investment, proper plan for the government, also local communities not supporting. So we need to break the barrier on this trade, because a lot of women wanted to trade internationally, but they don't have a proper skills. They don't have a proper access to the market, right? So we need to improve this transparency into halal industry as well.
So now that there are fewer women entrepreneurs participating in trade, so what is your recommendation?
There is a four impact I always included in my ideas, or also the recommendation of participating in halal business. Now this year I learned that because of my participation into many halal business conferences, we are lacking into the halal education, because many women not properly educated in terms of how we do business in Islam, right? In a way, how do we bring the impact? We know we wanted to bring a lot of impact, right? We don't know how to do the proper way, proper procedure. So in terms of this, we need to bring the transparency. How do we bring transparency? We need to build a halal business education system. We need to business halal business management. We need to build halal supply chain. This is why I always emphasize, well, how does the woman participate in the trade? And in terms of bringing the halal global economy, how do we contribute to that industry? So I found this year, initially after my research, extended research, that Muslim women, we are traditionally exposed to traditional business methodology, right? How we do business, but not Islamic basis. Because when it's come to Islamic business, we have a different procedure of doing things, right? Ethically, purifications, many way of doing business into Islamic. But I find that many women are lacking into this, because when I studied the halal business management, one of the book written by Malaysian author, in this book, the why they laid out the how we contribute into the halal business, Islamic way of doing business. I think many educators, many university, many colleges, they don't have this kind of curriculum teaching women how to do business in Islam. So for me, I emphasize in my project, I try to transparency between the world of this world and the hereafter. So how do we bring the Sharia compliant businesses? How do we bring women into the more Sharia compliant finances, right? So this is the very struggle for a lot of women, because our community, our leader in the Islamic industry are not focusing on women's education, because a lot of women know how to do business, but they don't know how to do business Islamic way, right? So this is the call for a change, because we need to change the policy. We need to see what's our communities lacking, especially for women's participation. Make it easier if we can train them, if we can develop the specific skill, how we contribute ourselves to the Islamic economy. But especially when it's end of the day, we are accountable for our action, right? So we need to teach the women ethical basis of business, how we bring this successfully into the Islamic economy. And end of the day, women are also participating in the trade, means also impacting the global economy, Islamic economy. How do we say Islamic economy in definition? Because it's the halal, when it's driving revenue from the halal business, it's obviously it's a halal income, right? So this is why we need to, now we ask all the policymaker, industry leader in halal industry, Islamic finances, they need to focus on educating, advocating Islamic way of doing business management for women as well. Basically, it's a woman empowerment.
Thank you very much, Mrs. Nessa, for this robust discussion. OIC governments are increasingly realizing the critical importance of halal to their national economies, including Nigeria. What are the opportunities for improving women participation in the halal business?
Yes, there is lots need to be done in to realize these models, how the women can improve lifestyle, how can they improve the revenues for themselves, right? They are doing very little in technology. I see they are a lot of behind, because I attended in a meeting last year, Halal's summit. I see what they've done, but technically talking, technology based, we are way behind in terms of developing the standardize of halal business, halal ingredients, halal supply chain. We are way behind in technology. Like for example, blockchain, the digital currency shifting. We see a lot of OIC countries is still like 50% they're doing on technology, 50% they're doing the traditional way. We need to change that mindset, because we need to develop proper technology to transparent our Islamic business as well. We are not going 50 years back saying that we're going to do the manually, right? We need to take advantage of this technology. We have a big data, we have a cryptocurrencies coming, we have a artificial intelligence, Internet of Things. So this kind of technology framework we need to implement into
You
our
mentioned
Islamic business as well.
cryptocurrency now. Cryptocurrencies, are they Sharia compliant?
Yeah, so cryptocurrency, I don't know how much it is impacting our business, but I would recommend we need to build that ecosystems, Islamic halal and Islamic finance ecosystem, which is already a lot of countries, Muslim dominated countries are doing it. But I find that especially in our North America, we are going behind because we don't have a proper support. Doesn't matter if it's a men's or women's in the trade, we especially find this investment is lacking. We have a support from our community is lacking. So we need to have more proper educational advocacy in place to advocate them. Look, this is the benefit of this. Technology is here now. It's a lot of improvement in technology. You see, we are shopping online with the mobile apps. We are shopping on internet. Your delivery is coming next day in your doorstep. You don't need to go to the market, right? So there's a lot of changes because of the technology. We have a ride share, Ubers. We call a taxi. We pay everything online, right? We have a food delivery. So I would say is Muslim audience who are watching this program, women's or men's, brothers or sisters, take the initiative now, make changes because of the technologies here. Why we are lacking behind with all other industries? Because of the technology, not only technology, because we don't support each other. We don't have the proper investment. The policy maker should take a review or initiative, create a different initiative to framework. Because recently last week I was in the meeting saying the Malaysia roadmaps, sectorial roadmap. I mean, they done basically lot of work for halal industry, but in North America, other countries, we are less dominated of Muslim, right? We are lacking behind because we don't have a support from OIC, we don't have a support from GCC, we don't have a support from other Asian country, right? So I think this is the market they need to tap into, North American market. USA, Canada is increasing populations in next 5 years. We have now 1.6 million Muslim and continue to grow, right? And we are nomad in the technology. But what I find is strange in some of the community, they are not very supportive because they think this technology may have some negative effect on that. But yes, so I urge all the Muslim community, masjid community, governments to take this step and review, because blockchain technology, mashallah, a lot of brothers in our circle, they're doing Islamic finance. I myself very interested in Islamic finance as well, Sharia compliant, because I started last year project. So because of due to the financing and my e-commerce project is told on me. So I said, okay, I will hold this project for now. It's called Seeking Sharia. So Seeking Sharia come the idea because I wanted to promote Sharia compliant product and services, because I see there's a huge opportunity. Those Muslim women in Nigeria, look at the Islamic finance industry. How can you improve this market? This is your question is number fourth one I'm talking about, how Nigerian women can go about. Just review the industry. Even for the Islamic finance, there's a lot of big opportunity in the industry. If you can tackle that market, huge market, it is really good for you and for the country. Look at the e-commerce, lifestyle. What are the changing in lifestyle? Women are changing because of the professional, because more and more people are working, right? Better than before. Lot of people are becoming a professional service industry. Look at the service industry. We have more women coming into the coaching, more women coming to the service business. Why? Because they find this technology is good for them, right? It's benefit positive way. Now I talk about halal commerce, right? How this idea evolved, because I mean, I was not happy with my all these business ideas I have gone through, because it didn't generate much of the success I wanted to. But I did have not total failure, but I did have some success. But after a while, because of my spiritual connectivity with Allah, I'm improving my relationship with Allah. So suddenly, like, I was thinking, what can I do something better that is can benefit my spirituality as well as the economically. So I was seeking solution. Like when you said seek and seek, you can find, right? I was 2018, I was devastated with myself because I was not happy with what I am doing, right? What is generating. So mashallah, the idea came 2018, and one of the brother in Malaysia, they have posted, get involved in global Islamic economy. Then suddenly I said, what is globally Islamic economic, right? In terms of the new idea comes in. So I started digging. I did a lot of research on that one. Then basically it is the halal product we service with different sector. When it's come to halal, everyone knows that it's only food. But then I realized that it's beyond that, because it's not only the halal food, it's a lot of other services as well. Halal, yeah, market. So I was very new to it. So I done 1 year research. Then the idea comes 2019. I said, no, this is what I really wanted to do, because I already know the e-commerce industry. I know the technology. I have the basic necessary skill to do it, right? So this is where is halal commerce born.
Dedicated to helping small businesses to expand, scale, and improve their retail presence to millions of Muslims consumers through advanced technology, as you've said. Share with us Islamic lifestyle for women shifting in the modern technology.
Okay, so this is very good question. What I found is like this year, I mean, since 2019, more millennial is shifting to the professional level. I'm talking about the Canada, our industry, North America. We are professionally working women, maybe probably 80% women are working now. Every household is 3-4 incomes. Basically, like every household, minimum 3-4 people are working, or minimum 2 people working. Husband and wife is working, right? So I see there's a lot of shift. What I saw is there's a missing pieces, because we have a traditional marketplace called Amazon, or biggest player in the market. But what I found is missing is like our promoting small business, those who are selling the halal product, especially for the women who like handcrafted. I find this is a huge gap, because we don't have the proper technology, proper platform to raise the awareness of this brand. We are going in the non-traditional marketplace where it's costing a lot of small business marketing costs, right? So our halal commerce, what it does is like we are bringing the platform for retail. Also, we are working on for the halal supply chain, which is called wholesale, sourcing the product for import export. So what does it do benefit for the community? We find that it is bring them small business profitability as well as cost saving. While they're focusing on their growing their business, we're focusing on technology, how to transparency, how to bring their business more profitability. Instead of operating their website by themselves, many women's lack of experience, right? Even though they have the experience in business, but they don't have experience in skills on technology, like such as e-commerce. So we are paving it that way to make this model more transparency for small business. They have a halal product, they can come into it, and they can sell it to the right target market. So it's the beautiful of it.
All right, let's look at we talk about the enormous opportunities in the halal industry. You know, Nigeria as a country has the largest Muslim population in West Africa. Women constitute 50% of Nigeria's population, and almost 41% of women participate actively in the micro enterprise sector. So, Mrs. Nessa, can you share with us business ideas for Nigerian Muslim women and how they can go about it?
Yes, sure, definitely. I can share some input as well. For sister in Nigeria, yeah, I would say, okay, because your country is, I think, mostly exposed to the agricultural trade, but now, because of the technology shifting, you have to talk about the online e-commerce industry. How you can bring this, find the idea, find the idea, the goods, especially halal product, packaging. You know, you have a brand you need to promote is now shopping through the mobile phone, right? Mobile cellular and internet as well. So think about the 5-10 years long-term plan. Think about the 5 years times the Nigeria may be improving emerging technology. A lot of millennial is going into the business because agriculture not a norm anymore, because we are shifting away from agriculture to the technology business.
Even agriculture can be digitalized.
It can be digitalized because of the halal supply chain. We need to build a proper halal supply chain to sell the agricultural food to the platform. So this is where we put halal supply chain, because this website dedicated for the wholesale agriculture as well as halal certified product, organic and vegan certification. Our main focus is right now is the retail product. Because why? Because we don't have that this kind of ecosystem in to promote the halal certified product. Because we have agencies, we have a halal certified bodies, but when they certify the product for manufacturer or retailer, they don't have a proper platform to display their product or reach out to their end user. But we make it easier because with our platform, you can reach your business customer. For halal commerce retail sector, you can reach your end user for the businesses. So what we are developing is an ecosystem between retail and wholesale, and middle of that there would be the services between retail and wholesale. Our right now primary focus on collaborating and facilitating the product, retail product.
All right, Mrs. Nessa, thank you so much for your time, you know, all the way from Canada. Thank you very much for talking to us on the Islamic Finance Weekly. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Okay, thank you so much, Bukola, for inviting me, and I wish all the best with your journalism, and I hope to see you Nigerian Muslim women and men's are flourishing, because I mean you have to take a leap in e-commerce industry. Thank you so much.
My takeaway from this conversation is that economic opportunities for women are good for the economy. Removing the barriers that keep women and girls on the margins of economic, social, cultural, and political life must be a top priority for us all. And this is where halal businesses can pave way for women, particularly the Muslim women, as halal are ethical, environmentally friendly, social, interest-free, alcohol-free, and a food-based business that follows the halal dietary laws. And that will be all for today. Connect with us on www.proshaindi.com for more videos and news on Islamic finance. Follow us on our social media platform displaying on the screen. Thank you for watching. Bye for now.